All right. Well, hello, and welcome everyone to our BG5 Live. Great to have each and every one of you here with us today. Today is June 1st, 2021. This is episode number 107, and today we're going to take a look at progress. So we're going to take a look at trait number 35 in quality 1. So progress in the ability to accept rejection. So progress in the ability to accept rejection is what we're going to take a look at today. All right, before we get started, let's say hello to our panel. Let's start with Linda. Hey, Linda, welcome.
Hello, everyone. Happy to be here.
Great to have you. Welcome. And let's go to Natalie. Hey, Natalie.
Yay, from a sunny Amsterdam. Welcome, everybody.
Great. And my name is Karen Sherwood, and looking forward to exploring today's topic and taking a look at progress. Trait 35, again, progress in the ability to accept rejection. So we're in a new month. Can you believe that it is June already? This year is just flying by so fast. So we have new themes. We have new things to look at. I wanted to start with, again, we are still in the past and future direction of the 9 in quality 6 as the past direction and the 16 in quality 6 in the future direction. So that is going to remain throughout this particular month. At the end of June, however, we do, again, this rotates backwards. So we will move into the 16.5 and the 9.5 at the very last week of June, but we will still be in the past direction of focus with gratitude, joy, which comes with accepting small rewards for small victories. So this month, again, take a look at where you can have joy and where joy comes in accepting small rewards for small victories. And we also have in the 16 in quality 6, the skills, which is about gullibility, the susceptibility to propaganda, and the ability to experience, examine, and reject misleading enthusiasm. All right. So also taking a look at what can we believe? What can we not believe? What is propaganda? What is not propaganda? What is truth? What is illusion and delusion? Right. So we're exploring that as well. So those are going to be a couple of the background themes that we'll see for June. Also, as we take a look at June's theme is the emotional communication and action to provide progress, to gather together, love humanity, and sit in stillness. So those are some of the themes that we'll take a look at. One of the things that you can see right away, if we take a look over here, is that the three manifesting, or the three innovator strengths, right? One aspect of those innovator strengths are going to be defined as we take a look at the 35, the 12, and the 45 that we're going to be moving through. We also have one trait in identity and direction. We also have one trait, which is a pressure trait. So again, we are going to be taking a look at the 35, the 45, and the 12, all right in a row, move into the 15, and then the 52. So this June should be interesting. We also, in June, we have a lunar, or we had the lunar eclipse. We also have a solar eclipse as well. So it shall be an interesting month. So we're going to start today by taking a look at progress. And when we take a look at progress is about change. And the secret of change is no expectation, which leads to progress. We also have the gathering together of the 45, the beneficial attraction of like forces. We have caution in the 12, releasing awareness in the proper spirit at the proper timing when you're in the mood, and diversity in the 15, modesty. It can also be extremes. It's also the love of humanity. And we also have stillness in the 52. This is focused and channeled energy like a mountain. So we can see there's a lot activated currently, right? We have now for this week, right? We do have, when we take a look at the 36 of crisis, 36 is defined in what's hidden. And so for this entire week, we also have progress on the other side. So this is an innovator's strength, meaning that, I don't know, you may experience anger when you may not typically feel anger. So we do have this innovator strength that's going to be defined for the next several days, for the next week, pretty much. So just be aware of that. You can see also, because we have the 5 here as well, and the 15 is currently in values, it looks like we'll probably have this patterns, this rhythm, this flow that's also defined and happening as well. All right, so again, we are still in the purpose fulfilled through form. And again, it's interesting if we take a look at purpose fulfilled through form, all 11 of the communication and action traits happen to be in purpose fulfilled through form. So it really is about communication. It's about action. It is about, as we're going to take a look at today, it is about progress. So let's dive in and take a look at what progress is all about. So if you do have the 35, we would love to hear from you, because we'd love to invite you to participate. If you want to step up, if you're here live in our Zoom room, we would love to hear from you. Also, if you have what's on the other side, right? So if you don't have the 35, if you have the 36 on the other side, you know, how you experience that in now this connection between the two. This is one of the challenging electromagnetics when we take a look at partnership. So, you know, especially if you have one trait or the other, can be a bit challenging. And also if you may not have it at all. I don't have either trait. So how are you experiencing that? So we would love to hear from you. So let's take a look now and take a look at what this progress is all about. So when we take a look at progress in trait 35, by design, progress cannot exist in a vacuum. It's dependent on interaction. I think it's really important to understand this because, again, this is one of the traits of sharing, and it's about sharing experiences. And you can only share your experience if you have someone to share it with, right? So it's dependent on interaction. And life is a continuous cycle of experiences with beginnings, middles, and ends. All right. So this, this is part of the experiential way, the experiential journey, which ends, if you will, with progress. One of the things we're talking about in the Profit Potential coaching certification this week is we're talking about this cycles and our hero's journey, and how we are eventually led to this progress. And it's restless curiosity. It's high expectations to share the sheer exhilaration of exploring new horizons with others around you. So again, it's about shared experiences. And you can see that there can be high expectations, right? So this is, right, having expectations. This is when it's connected to emotional intelligence. It can be a rise in expectation, but it can also be a crash in disappointment as well. So as we saw on the first slide, the key or the secret is no expectation. But there's a restless curiosity. There is, wanting to experience all of these things. And there's a constantly needing new experiences, constantly needing change, right? So this is progress. This is change. This is moving things forward. And it's focused on collecting a variety of experiences in order to learn from them, rather than on repeating experiences to master them. Now, last week we took a look at 16, and 16 is skill. This is the mirror, if you will, of the 16, right? You can see here's the 35. We took a look at the mirror of that in the 16. The 16 is repeating experiences, repeating and practicing over and over and over to master something. This isn't about mastery. This is about collecting experiences and collecting a variety of different experiences. And again, the secret is no expectation. Again, you can build an expectation and you can crash in disappointment. So if you have no expectations, you allow things to unfold, then it unfolds as it will. and then you can eventually see the progress. So Natalie, I know you have the 35. I would love to hear from you a little bit about how you experience this, and I believe you have it in your values, in your conscious values.
Okay. Sometimes it's you go like, yeah, somewhere in the chart, I don't know where. So I do like new experiences, and for the exhilaration of it, and I do jump into new things, and with others. Maybe a nice example is I've been studying during my studies at university in Oviedo in España, and that's where I learned to dance salsa. Mm-hmm. And actually, my roommate at the time was the teacher. So he kind of taught me at night when we were done with our homeworks and whatever. But they also taught, he and a friend, in a bar downtown. So I invited all the foreign students, come, come to the bar. And they did it for free, but eventually they started charging. They had to do different nights because there were too many people. So I'm just like, okay, let's get her, let's go. And And I've been traveling through South America, backpacking alone for half a year, and and then still alone, but on the way, you're never alone, right? You always meet new people to meet new exciting trips and whatever. And, I was the one to look things up in a book and then say, hey, we can go here, let's go. So kind of, enthusiastic about that.
Exactly. Inviting people to these shared experiences and the variety of different experiences.
Yeah.
I love that. And really great example, Natalie.
And about the expectation, I don't think I have a lot of expectation. I really like the excitement of it, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And
Oh, beautiful. Oh, thank you for sharing that. And Linda, I know you have the other side, right? You have the 36 of crisis on the other side. I'm curious how with having the 35 active currently, how that may be affecting you.
Well, it's affecting me a lot. Oh my goodness. I was a couple of days in crisis. And not really in crisis, but I was just feeling not like myself for a couple of days, and emotional. And really emotional. And I'm not that emotional because it's undefined. But I am pushed towards progress at this moment. That's what's happening. And I really have to laugh out loud because, I collaborate with Natalie a lot. So she pulls it out of me. And she just teases everything out of me. So I am able with her to share what's happening with me, when I'm in crisis. I can, with her 35, I can share it. And then she shares her experiences, and then we talk about it. And then most of the times after our conversation, I know what to do. That leads me to progress.
Love it.
So it can be a tension point, but between us, it works magically, because the other way around, if she's in crisis, I've been there, I have a 36, I can guide her. So it's really back and forth, helping each other towards progress in the end.
I love that.
Yes. So, and I really, really love this trait, because with the clients I work with that have the 35 or the complete strength, there is an excitement. And most of the time, just as Natalie also shared, they are traveling literally to go on the hunt for experiences. And I am with only my 36, I'm thinking, all by myself. What kind of crisis can I expect? I don't know. But they just go, and I'm thinking, oh my goodness, I have to do that too, but I'm not that kind of a hero. So yeah,
I love it. And I love the dynamic of what you shared and how you and Natalie work together as well, and how you work with clients with that also. Yeah, really beautiful. Yeah. And Annette, it looks like you have the strength of the 35-36, right? This is the strength of the experiencer. If you're open to sharing, we would love to hear from you.
Just having her join as a panelist. Let's see. Hey, Annette, would you like to share?
Hi, yes, I just got cut out of the meeting and I just got popped back in. I don't know what happened, but I see I have a microphone now. Can you hear me?
Yes. Yeah. So that's why you popped out and you popped in as a panelist. That's why.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Well, yeah, I have let me give you something accurate here. My personality sun is 35-5. Altruism. I got a tough one with that. Who wants to be altruistic? Gosh darn it. And let's see. And I have the emotional design gate of 36-6. Justice, I think it is. Yeah. So
are you an express builder or an innovator?
I'm an express builder. I'm not an innovator. I'm a wannabe innovator who's relearning how to be an express builder, right? That's what it's about.
Yeah, because this particular strength, there's only 2 career types that have this strength, only 2, and it's either an innovator or it's an express builder. Those are the only 2 career types that could have this particular strength. So great.
I feel privileged to have an innovator channel. But it's tricky when you have to learn how to respond. But, you know, being aware is a big part of doing it, living correctly. And I'm trying to do that by finding all kinds of excuses for responses to my environment or anything. But you know what? You can feel it in your gut when something feels like a right or correct movement. And I have, I guess with the 36, 35, 36, there have been times in my life where I took risks. And when I told people my story, when I shared my experience with them, which I'm supposed to do, they were like, wow, I can't believe you did that. Like, for instance, and I haven't done this in a while, but I'm getting the travel itch now. But instead of traveling the world, what I do is I plan to relocate. And I relocate, you know, all over. So I was born in New York, and my mother relocated me to Montreal, and I'm a dual citizen. And so, you know, relocating with my mom is not really something I had a choice about. But when I was older, I decided to really relocate from Montreal to New Orleans. And what a huge change, because it's not like Yankee Girl's going to necessarily fit in the deep South. But New Orleans is a very special, creative kind of town, a city that's really wild and exciting. And
it was right away.
Yeah, it was a learning curve. And then I went through Hurricane Katrina. And so I had an opportunity through my employer, which is a multinational corporation, not necessarily a good fit for me, but I decided to transfer to the Caribbean, to the Virgin Islands. And I tried that for a while. And, you know, it's trial and error. I have a lot of 3s for lines. And, you know, I learned the hard way that wasn't necessarily the place for me. But I was there for a few years. And everyone was like, wow, you did that. And then I went back to New Orleans. And then I moved back to Canada, to Toronto. And I love this city. But I'm getting to a point where I'm looking for an even more ideal place for me to have a more creative personally fulfilling career. And I am one of those crazy astrology-based types who really believes that timing isn't just the only thing. Location is extremely important too. However you experience your environment, you have to have a place that is fruitful for your development. So I'm on the hunt right now, but it could take me 5 years. I am good at waiting, you know. I'm not just going to leap into the void because I'm older now. So it's like, oh, you know, pace yourself, you know, you got to have a little security. But yeah, I'm the type of person who will go out and explore instead of maintaining a secure base in the same place. And that is really trippy to other people, but I don't expect it to be. For me, it's just something I must do. I must go out and journey. I must explore. So yeah, I've done that, and I look back on it and I listen to people's responses, and it's like they're really totally blown away by the fact that I've packed up and left and started new lives.
Yeah.
And you really have to have a certain amount of confidence or optimism to do that and survive, because you know you're giving up a lot of security in order to do that. And I never thought of it that much when I was younger until people pointed it out to me.
Yeah.
But that's it. I know, Annette. I've been relocating, I think, at least 10 times in my life as well.
It's a lot.
Yeah, but within the Netherlands, and then also a half a year in Spain. But it's this restless curiosity. It's not. I mean, staying in security. That would be, you know.
Yeah, you know what?
It's not about that.
People give you a lot of recipes for being safe in life, but if you have the 35-36, that might not be a safe thing to do. Staying safe.
Yeah.
Because you're not true to your type. And if you're not true to your type, that is going to sink you. And that's a learning curve. Even I have to get around that. Hey, there are times when taking a risk is safer than not. You know, holding behind is not good for our channel, you know, of jack of all trades or whatever you want to call it.
Yep.
So,
yeah, and having those different experiences, and you've had those different experiences in different places that you've lived that are, you know, like you said, very different and almost opposite from each other, right? From New York to New Orleans to, you know, Canada. And yeah.
Oh, yeah. And you know what? Canada is very similar to the United States, but we just have a different point of view politically, perhaps, but we're very, very almost identical. It's like, you know, almost like fraternal twins rather than identical twins, these two countries. But they do have their overlays of energy, and I'm really quite fond of the North. And actually, from living in the tropics, I realized that, and New Orleans, which is blazing hot, I realized that as much as I love the culture and the architecture and the music and the food, I couldn't handle the heat. I'm like a polar bear. I need my cold weather, you know? I do. I like cold countries. Yes.
Beautiful.
Yes. But thank you for listening. Yeah.
Yes. And thank you so much for sharing, because it really is a beautiful example of what this 35 is all about. This progress, this moving around, these new experiences, trying different things. Some things work, some things don't, right? But if you have an expectation, you know, it's no expectations, because sometimes you can be and end up being disappointed as well. But really in it for the experience and sharing those experiences. I really love it.
Thank you for letting me share.
Yes, thanks so much. Beautiful.
Yeah, and what I really find fascinating listening to Annette is what comes to mind, and also here the first bullet, it is dependent on interaction. But I feel like it's the interaction also with the environment. It's the energy you need. And that's also what Annette beautifully shared. That the environment also pulls creativity or an experience out of you. It triggers you, it stimulates you, or it suppresses you. So I feel like it's not only the interaction with other human beings, but also with the energy literally around you. And a city also has an energy, or a country. I know Natalie is like, she's half Cuban. She looks like just white, Western girl, but there's something hidden in there. She just becomes another human being within the interaction with the music, the culture. Something is pulled out of her. It's fascinating to see. So yeah, wonderful.
Yeah,
beautiful.
Okay.
And Tanya, it looks like you have also the 35 as well. Would you like to share?
Yeah, the 36.
Oh, the 36. Sorry, 36.
Yeah. Not really today. And she shares, Linda spoke eloquently about her shared conscious 36. So
beautiful. Yeah. Excellent. So this is progress. And when we take a look at quality one is always the foundation of the particular trait. And if we take a look at quality one is also the authority as well. And this is humility. So this is the ability to accept rejection. And so when we take a look at the elevation, it's the acceptance of change and rejection as part of the process. The artist that accepts rejection as part of the process. And the challenge is change and rejection as humiliation, a self-destructive reaction to rejection. It's a loss of worth. And so you can see in this image, you see all these thumbs down, especially with social media, right? You get a lot of negative feedback, or you get a lot of rejection. Again, this is an innovator strength. And, this is one of the things that can be really difficult about being an innovator is that rejection. And so this is the ability to say, okay, rejection is just a part of the process. It's part of what brings us towards progress. Because remember, it starts, if we take a look at that particular strength, it starts with crisis, it ends with progress. But, part of the crisis can sometimes lead to rejection, or feeling like you made a mistake, or feeling like something's not quite right or off. And again, the more that we can, it's just a part of the process. Again, the secret is no expectations. So if you have expectations that you're going to be massively successful and then you end up getting rejected, right? You can let it destroy you, or kind of have an umbrella like you expect it, just like you expect rain, you have an umbrella so you don't get wet. It's going to happen anyway. But in a sense, you're protected in knowing that it's going to happen, so you don't take it personally. Again, when you do take it personally, the challenge, it can also lead to a loss of self-worth as well.
Yeah, I actually have it in quality one.
Oh, you do? Oh, okay.
Yeah, in elevation, just in elevation, it's fixed. And this is maybe something, Linda, I now recognize where it comes from. So I really, I don't care is not the good word, but yes, I do expect it, right? So it's part of the process. It's there, and it may be, and some people may look at me like, what are you doing? And judging about it. And I go like, well, yeah, whatever, but I'm having a great experience here. And it also has to do my life work, which is individualism, right? It's completely in the individual circuitry, so that helps, I think. But I really, I can withstand, the ability to accept rejection and just say, okay, and knowing that there's something else, or the next one, or when there will be a fit somewhere.
Yes. Yeah, that's a beautiful example. Yeah. And thank you, Natalie. I didn't realize I didn't look closely enough to see.
No.
Yeah, you can see, and it's, and it's part of, part of your values as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I love what you said too, having the 39 to provoke, right? The 39 to provoke, and, you know, being able to provoke, but yet not be okay with the rejection as well.
Yeah. We'll get to provocation in a month.
Exactly.
Yeah, but I really recognize it because I learn from her. I learn from Natalie because I am then even if I'm undefined, it together we have the 36, 35. I'm feeling more emotional and just, I am a little bit more afraid for rejection and humility. And Natalie said, yeah, well, then you know that it doesn't work. Okay, yes, okay, yeah, what can happen? Okay, yeah, I'm not gonna die.
Next client. Yeah, not all clients are for you. Like if you do an offer and they don't accept, can be so many reasons why they don't accept. It doesn't have to be personal. Not at all, right? So it's just, you know, it's part of the process.
Yeah, and she's just, oh, and I'm just, oh my goodness.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And she's like, oh, and then after our conversation within the interaction, then I'm also, okay, I don't like it, but okay, well, I'm now fine with it. So it's amazing to see. It's, and I also feel like it's the mirror of the 16. I feel like you learn, you don't perfect maybe, but through repeating, but you through experiencing, you are getting so much wisdom that it's also, it's the experiential wisdom that you can share then with others about how you've gone through everything in life, and you've been here and you've been there, and you take everywhere you have your experiences, and then you have one beautiful thing with all your experiences that you can share. And I can also imagine like Annette is just moving just somewhere else, just totally different place. Everything that you know you leave behind, and you have to accept rejection in a way, because you don't know how you are going to be accepted in a new surroundings, in a new environment. You have to find your place. But like, I feel like if you see it as an adventure, that's what I feel with all what you have, the adventurism in your blood. Okay, well, if I don't like it, I'm going to pack my bags and I'm going to move again. I was thinking, oh my goodness, how do I have to arrange that if I'm going to make a decision? I'm just, well, I certainly don't have the 35.
There's a beautiful reaction from Aha on the Facebook Live. Rejection is just a redirection for our highest good.
Yes.
Beautiful.
I really love that.
Yeah.
Can you read that again?
Really beautiful.
Rejection is just a redirection for our highest good.
Yes. Yeah. And it's part of the process. And you know, and when you can accept it that way, just like Natalie was sharing, you know, it's like, okay, next. Yeah. And not everybody, you know, and that's one of the things, you know, if you are going into business for yourself, if you're becoming a BG5 consultant, not all clients are for you, just like Natalie said. And some people are going to say no, and that's okay. It's not a personal reflection. It's part of the process, right? And artists in particular, you know, it's really important because not everybody's going to appreciate their art. And it can be any kind of artist, from, you know, someone who paints or draws to acting to, you know, performance, etc. Yeah.
Yeah. So you really must have a drive for your passion. You really have to be kind of independent and just certain of yourself, just like Annette also shared. You have to be self-confident. Okay, well, this is me, and I feel the longing for experiences or to do some things as an artist, for example. And no matter what people think of me, this is what I have to experience in life, and I have to express myself. in this way, and no matter what everyone says or thinks.
Yes.
Or yeah,
Exactly.
wonderful.
Hey, Moxie, do you want to say something?
Yeah.
Yes, here's Moxie. Yeah, now you're going to be shy.
Yeah, exactly. She was right at the microphone. Like, let me talk.
Exactly. And I love what you said, Linda, also earlier as well, is this, this 35 is collecting all of these experiences, right? I've been there, I've done that. I've been rejected, I've been accepted. I've gone along this journey, and it's accepting those, the great experiences as well as the not so great experiences as well. Which really, in a sense, leads to the beauty of what life is all about.
Yeah.
So I love this.
Don't think I don't have bad experiences. So
yes, exactly.
Yeah, but it's a part of the human experiential way, and we need to also see that even if there is a chance for rejection, we can persevere. We need to move forward, because otherwise we don't exist anymore as human beings. Because then if we all are staying put where we are and we are not going to take adventures, yeah, what's going to happen then? So we need 35 in our lives. And I'm really, just like Tonya sharing that she feels a little bit jealous on Natalie, I do as well, but I really like collaborating, so I can steal a little bit of the energy from her on a daily basis.
Yeah, and I do meet crisis, and then I need Linda. So
yes.
yeah,
that's
exactly. Excuse
Are
me,
you
I
okay?
just got a little. Yeah, I just got a little. I swallowed wrong. I know when you swallow wrong, then you can't.
Yeah.
You're like trying to cough it up, and you're live. That's trying to do that. All right. Well, yeah, really, really amazing. And for the celebrity, excuse me, like I said, I swallowed a little bit wrong here. For the celebrity, Dana Carvey. I don't know if you're familiar with him. He's an actor and a stand-up comedian.
I had to really laugh about this picture. Oh my goodness.
So his life work theme is consciousness. You have been there, done that, know all about it, and feel like a change. And you want others to join you, always ready to explore new ways of doing things. We're not worthy. Yeah, exactly. So he's an American stand-up comedian, actor, impressionist, screenwriter, and producer. He's best known for his work as a cast member in the sketch comedy show Saturday Night Live, and as Garth in the Saturday Night spinoff of Wayne's World. That's where the I'm not worthy comes from this character. This is Garth. And he helped reverse the show's declining popularity and made Saturday Night Live a must-see TV once again. So he really, at a time when Saturday Night Live was sort of fading, he really brought, in a sense, the energy back. And he has just some really, really fun characters. So this is one of the characters. But again, especially as a stand-up comedian, and he said that he was offered other roles and things like that, but he really liked being, the stand-up, being a stand-up comedian versus being a movie star or something like that. And with being a stand-up comedian, right? It's an artist that, not everybody's going to laugh, right? I think stand-up comedy, you really need to be able to accept that rejection as part of the process. And a lot of comedians too use self-deprecating humor, right? Which basically, in a sense, makes fun of the rejection as well.
Yeah.
So this is a beautiful example.
But I really have to laugh because he looks like, or his character, that he has been there, done that. I don't know what he has done, but it looks like he's in a washing machine. I don't know, but he's seen it all. It's just Wonderful, wonderful.
Exactly. Yep. Wayne's World. Da, da. I forgot the whole, but it's really funny. Yep. Exactly. All right, so we're going to wrap up here in just a moment. Again, I would love to hear if anyone has anything to continue. If anyone has anything to share to wrap up the 35, since we are going to be in the 35 for the next week. This is really what we're going to be paying attention to and experiencing this week. Once again, if you are new to BG5, if you want to download your chart, you can follow along, see what traits you have or which traits you don't have, how you're affected by those traits. Also, you can follow along with our BG5 Live or watch past episodes in our free resource library. And of course, we have courses coming up. Our next courses are coming up in September. So I invite you to take a part of Linda's BG5 Foundation course. So that's one of the courses that will be starting here coming up in September. I know September seems like it's so far away, but it's going to be here before we know it. So
Yeah.
Crazy. All right, so let's wrap everything up. I would love to hear from our panel and anyone else who would love to share anything about what to pay attention to this week as we go through and experience trait number 35, when we take a look at progress, when we take a look at this experience. How about for you, Natalie?
Yeah, so I think you may experience the feeling of wanting to experience something, right? Wanting to do something, to go out, to live with other people, experience things that you may feel an urge to initiate that or act on that. And then always follow your decision-making strategy to see if it's correct for you, because it may just be the background frequency pushing you. But also watching again, right? Like, is there a lot of things, you know, popping up, wanting to start around you and in the news or whatever. So, yeah.
Yeah, and, beautiful. Thank you, Natalie.
Yeah, and then Linda will share about if you have the other side, you know, just ride the wave.
Exactly.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, but if you have, like me, what I'm just experiencing already, really experiencing, is that I need to move forward. I really want to, I'm drawn into out of my comfort zone, and I need to make progress. And I feel emotional about it. It comes really from an emotional place. I really feel like that I have to speak my truth. I have to change things, move forward. So if you have the 36, you can really, what I have experienced, just suddenly experience your emotions, especially when it's undefined, a 36. And that things come up that you weren't aware of. And if you don't have the 36 is hidden. So it may feel for lots of people that they are drawn out of their caves towards experiencing things. And you may feel like, oh my goodness, what's going on with me? Why am I emotional? Or why am I thinking about things, or maybe crashing? And the only thing I really feel also for myself is no expectations. Enjoy the ride and see where the experiences that you see around you or that you encounter yourself lead you to. Yes. And then your decision-making strategy will guide you in what's correct for you to take action on or not.
Exactly. And especially because, just as a reminder, you know, we have the 36, but we also, I mean, we have the 35 for the next week, but we also have the 36 in what's hidden, just as Linda was saying. So for right now, all of us are experiencing the 30, the 36 and the 35. So I think it's really important to be aware, just like Linda said, of the emotional wave. And as Natalie was saying, of the emotional wave. Also be aware of your expectations, because again, your expectations can build and they can crash in disappointment. So if they crash in disappointment, just realize that you're just experiencing that wave. And especially if you are not emotional, right? So if you do not have emotional intelligence defined, and all of a sudden you're feeling just like Linda, you're feeling very emotional, you're feeling very up, or you feel like you're crashing. Just be aware that, again, this may be a week where you have expectations and things crash. So as we talked about earlier, the secret is no expectations. Enjoy the ride, like it's maybe a roller coaster. It may be that, this week you have ups and you have downs, you have, great times, and it feels like progress, and then poof, you crash again. So enjoy the ride of this week. Who knows what will happen, or if things happen personally, it may happen in the world. Who knows? But again, just recognize that that both crisis and progress are defined. So share your experiences with others. That's what's going to show up a lot, is these experiences, experiencing things, and sharing those experiences with others. Fabulous. Annette, if there's anything that you would like to add to wrap everything up, we would love to hear from you again as well.
35 is my son, and my birthday's on Saturday. Yay!
Happy birthday!
Thank you. It's coming up. So this is a time of the year where I get really excited, and maybe it's just gate 35 is feeling in its happy place. I don't know. And you know what? It could be something else in my rave chart, but I find that one of the secrets to enjoying gate 35, change, progress, no expectation, is you don't have an expectation, but visualizing, manifesting your change is an amazingly powerful tool, and it works. At least I've been very happy utilizing that. So I'm just going to tell everyone out there, visualize the change without expectation, but you put it out in the universe, in the pink bubble or whatever, and it works.
Yes.
Yeah.
And especially with this happens to be a strength that is very visual, right? So visualizing works really well with this particular strength. So I love that you said that.
Yeah.
Yes, it's a happy place to be, visualizing it.
Yes, I love it. I love it. Thank you so much, Annette, for your contribution and being a part of our BG5 Live today. It was really, really fun to hear you and hear your experiences as well. So thank you for being a part. Thank you, everyone who participated live in our Zoom room. Also, if you're watching via the recording, via YouTube, or if you're live on Facebook, again, it's been our absolute pleasure. And we look forward to seeing you all next week. Next week, we'll take a look at the 45. All right, everyone, have a fabulous week, and we will gather together next week in taking a look at the 45. All right, everyone, bye-bye. Thanks.